In this video, I'm going to show you why they would come back, and I'm going to show you energetically how to unleash non-attached magnetic energy so that you completely transform the energy dynamic that is currently going on. Now, the first thing to understand with this whole entire process is that based on the energy we are emitting, we are either attracting or we are repelling based on that energy. Now, if you're clicking on this video, then it's a chance that you might be feeling resistance about your current situation. Now, here's the thing. In order to become irresistible energetically, you must release resistance. Irresistible is void of resistance. And the thing is when there's somebody or someone that we're connecting with, and even somebody that we're thinking a lot about, what happens is when we're thinking about them, we're literally projecting energy towards them, and that energy, if we're feeling resistance, is being projected at them, and they are feeling that. So the interesting thing about this is, remember, people feel what you feel about you. And if you're thinking about them, there's a feeling of, I'm not safe right now, I don't feel safe within my own body, or I want someone else's validation or approval or them to do something they're not doing. And in a way, what happens is then you're thinking about them, and it's literally repelling them from actually doing what you want. Now, the reason this is because energetically, when you are in your body and you bring the awareness into your hands and your feet, there's a magnetic quality that comes from being present. Now, when the energy is being projected outwards, and not only is it being projected outwards, but it's saying, I want things to be different than they are, it's in a way, it's an energy of arguing with reality. It's arguing with the person whose attention you may be trying to get. Now, energetically, the key to this, and the most powerful thing I could share with you in this whole entire video, is understanding this dynamic and why it is important for you to actually bring your energy back to you versus projecting it towards them. And the reason this also is because when you are inside of your own body, think about it, the electromagnetic energy of your heart is thousands of times more powerful than that of the head. And this is something the Heart Math Institute has shown. So what happens is, if we're thinking about someone else, we're thinking about someone else, we're thinking about someone else, and we're not feeling complete, or we're feeling like they're not doing something we want, we're energetically closing in, we're feeling resistance, there's a certain dimming of the light that occurs. There's a certain level of energy that begins to close in and contracts. However, when you get more inside of your own body and even inside your own heart, and you're following your own purpose, and you're doing what you love, and you're around friends and people that you like, and you're living by your own values, it changes the energy. It allows you to then be who you came here to be. And what I would encourage you to do is to look at whether or not you are following your passion, whether or not you are living according to your own values and virtues, because those go very strongly into your own sense of integrity, to how you feel about you. And here's another main point I want to really wire in here, because this for me for a long time was a challenge for me. I had to become aware that I was in a way more familiarized with being the cameo in other people's movies rather than being the star of my own movie. There was a level of safety I got from wanting to help someone else, from wanting to fix someone else, and therefore I would attract people that I felt like I needed to fix, which also was implying there's something wrong with them, and that would depolarize the dynamic, depolarize the relationship. And that was something that was stemmed from a childhood wound of feeling abandoned as a kid. And there's an abandonment wound there that said that in order for me to really keep people around, I need to do what everyone else is not willing to do. I need to fix somebody else. I need to stay around no matter what. It's like I need to have an extreme amount of loyalty. But then in the process, I'd always end up abandoning myself. So one of the main core themes that I noticed within myself, the more I did this, the more my life transformed, is the more I stopped abandoning myself and the more I brought my attention inside my own body and the more I started living according to my own virtues, values, and levels of integrity, and the more I became the star of my own movie, the more my life changed as a result. Because here's the thing. Reality is simply reflecting back to us who we are being. And if we're being the cameo in everyone else's movie, they're going to treat us like a cameo. They're going to say, oh, you're there just for this purpose. And they're not going to respect it. Now, what happens, though, is when you start being the star of your own movie, people, at first, they might be a little bit shocked. Because, like, why is this person all of a sudden setting boundaries? Why is this person all of a sudden doing what they want when I want them to do something else? But here's the thing. They will eventually respect you. And maybe if they don't, that's okay. That's on them. But you respect yourself. It's not like you're seeking their respect or their approval. See, I did the thing I saw in Aaron's video. Where's my respect? That's one of the things to understand here too. Don't be doing things to get a certain result. Don't be trying to manipulate reality. I'm going to be this way to get this result. Be it because it's who you choose to be. It's an end of itself. And I promise you, the moment you begin, I've seen this happen so many times with people and dynamics where they maybe go through a breakup. One person starts to do their own thing. This person gets all in their head and gets kind of needy about it, and then is coming and maybe watching my videos or something like that. And then what happens is they start chasing. This person wants space. They start chasing. This person then wants more and more space, and then they eventually find my videos again, and they're like, okay, maybe I'll listen. And then what they do is they said, you know what? Aaron's telling me to detach. He's telling me to focus on my own life. He's focusing on, he's telling me to become the star of my own movie, to be safe in my own body, to do the frame technique, to put my energy within. Then guess what ends up happening? This person starts to become more solid. This person starts to become more with momentum in their own reality. They start enjoying their life more. They start having fun more. They start raising their vibration. Then this person may come back. May want to see why the energy feels so different, may feel that the energy is no longer being projected at them, and they say, what the hell is going on? I'm used to you projecting energy at me and being all needy and shit. Now you're not being that way. So then they start chasing, they may beg or whatever. Here's the thing that I encourage you to do. Really focus and keep the energy on you instead of like saying, okay, I got what I wanted, they came back. Because a lot of times what happens is when you do that, you then surrender your own frame again, and then you're back in the little toxic type dynamic. So what you want to do is you want to become solid, not because it's going to get this person back. When I say solid, I mean in your own frame, feeling safe in your own body. Not because it's going to get this person back. You want to do it because it's how you prefer to be. It's a way that you prefer to live your life, the star of your own movie. Not as like a narcissist, like, I'm the star, everything revolves around me. But normally people that find my videos have a similar challenge that I used to have, where I would, it was a part of a childhood trauma where as a response you say, I don't feel safe just being me. I need to prove it to other people that I'm good enough, so therefore I will abandon myself to make everybody else happy. Then you end up becoming the cameo in everyone else's movie, and then people don't respect you. You have trouble setting boundaries. You're searching for their validation or approval and don't even know it. But then you start bringing the awareness back. You start validating and improving of yourself. You start to bring the energy more inside of your body. You start going after your purpose, living and having a vision for your life. And then the energy will completely change about you. But I'll say it will change more than anything else when you also do this. Your internal beliefs about yourself are what is reflected out, and you get a reflection of. So you're projecting out what you believe about yourself. Now, I find it very funny that very often people that go through a breakup or they go through some type of separation, a lot of times it's because they don't see their own sense of worth. They don't see their own sense of value. They don't believe they are worthy. They don't believe they are valuable. They may even believe that people don't stay, they always leave because I'm not worthy. Well, guess who you're going to attract if you believe that? You're going to attract people that don't see your own worth because you don't see it. You're going to attract people that don't stick around because you don't believe they stick around. You're going to attract people that are a reflection of that belief. And the funny thing is if you want someone to come back, the key to this is you seeing your own value. You feeling your own sense of self-worth. You tapping into your own heart energy. Not because it's going to get them to come back, because it's who you prefer to be and it's the kind of work you prefer to be doing. The more you open up your heart, the more you see your own sense of value and worthiness, the more people will reflect that back to you. So I encourage you to get more inside of your own heart center. For me, this meant becoming vulnerable, sharing vulnerably how I feel, sharing vulnerably the real me. Even if it meant I could get rejected, because a lot of times this abandonment wound is like you don't want to get rejected. But here's the thing, you can only really reject yourself. If you are just being the real you, you're just being the real you. If other people don't like it, that's on them, not you. When I learned this, it changed everything, because then I was able to be more assertive. When I was dating, I was able to say, oh, actually, I'm attracted to you. I'm not attracted, or I wouldn't say I'm not attracted to you, I just wouldn't. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad thing to say though. If you're to say, hey, I don't feel that connection. Because that's happened too before, where I've seen it in my coaching groups where people say, oh, well, there's this guy I'm talking to and he really wants something with me, but I don't want anything with him, and blah, 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 and it's this weird thing. And I'm like, well, why don't you express it that you're not interested? It's like a whole new world, because like, I didn't know that was an option. I just thought I had to be nice. You can be real, and when you start valuing being real over being nice, when you start valuing being authentic and vulnerable over being nice, validation, or approval, your life will transform, because you get in life a reflection of who you are being. And if you're being the most vulnerable version of you, if you're being the most heart-open version of you, you're going to perceive of new probabilities and new synchronicities in your life as a reflection of that. So when we're talking about this kind of energy, realize the more you value you, the more other people are going to feel and reflect that back to you. So it's funny that when you get to your sense of your own body, you feel safe in your own body, you start valuing yourself, then other people start valuing you. It's because you must treat you the way you want to be treated by other people. And that means loving yourself, that means opening up your own heart, that means letting go a lot of times of the abandonment wound, letting go of the feeling of unworthiness. A lot of times that also means releasing the shame. There's the not worthy wound, the abandonment wound, letting go of the old stories. This is really a process of you letting go of this old version of you, of how you think, feel, and act, which is in the familiar, and you becoming this new version of you through this journey right here. Now, this journey right here, I call the MAP process, the magnetic activation process for creating transformation in your life. It is a way of tuning to this version of you with an open heart so that you can be it, because you get in life a reflection of who you are being. And if you want to know step by step how to go through the MAP, the magnetic activation process, go ahead and click the link below to a completely free training video that shows you everything you need to know about the MAP process. Will completely transform your life and allow you to become this new version of you. I have thousands of people going through this process right now in my Magnetic Mastery membership, and it simply works. So go ahead, check that video, or go to aarondowdy.com/map. M-A-P, aarondowdy.com/MAP. And also, if you want a video that will show you how to use the magic of detachment to really let go, to unleash that magnetic energy, this video is my most powerful video on that concept right here. What I'm about to share with you is counterintuitive to almost everything you've been told about manifestation, about creating your own reality. However, I would say it's the one major difference that will completely transform your life if you begin to apply it.